Harry claimed on TV that his family cut me off financially in an explosive interview with Oprah Winfrey. But Clarence House accounts, published today, show that the Prince of Wales provided the Duke and Duchess of Sussex with a substantial sum. Prince Harry, 36, the sixth in line to the throne, and his American wife Meghan, 39, were supported by his father in the financial year to March 2021. The accounts lumped together funding for both of Charles's sons William and Harry and their families, with other expenditure. They show a £1.15 million drop from £5.6 million to £4.5 million compared with the previous year. But confirmation that Charles did continue to support the Sussexes may cast fresh doubt on the reliability of the couple's testimony, following a series of controversial claims that have not always stood up to scrutiny. The exact amount offered by Charles to help Harry and Meghan is not detailed, but some reports put it at as much as £3 million. A senior spokesman for Clarence House, London residence for the Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall, said, "As we'll all remember, in January 2020 when the Duke and Duchess announced that they were going to move away from the working royal family, the Duke said that they would work towards becoming financially independent. The Prince of Wales allocated a substantial sum to support them with this transition. That funding ceased in the summer of last year. The couple are now financially independent." His remarks are in sharp contrast to ones Harry made when questioned by US chat show host Oprah and shown in March this year. The prince claimed he and Meghan had to move from Canada to the Los Angeles home of billionaire film producer Tyler Perry in March 2020 as Charles had ended their funding and they struggled to afford their personal security costs. Harry told Oprah, "My family literally cut me off financially. I've got what my mum left me, and without that, we would not have been able to do this. I think she saw it coming. I certainly felt her presence throughout this whole process." Questioned about the apparent discrepancy in the remarks, the Clarence House spokesman said, "I wouldn't acknowledge that they are dramatically different. All I can tell you are the facts." He described the couple's stepping away from senior royal duties as a matter of enormous sadness to the family. But the Prince, Charles, wanted to help make this work, and allocated a substantial sum to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, to help them with that transition. The spokesman added, "I betray no confidence when I say they've been very successful in becoming financially independent." His comments came as it emerged that Harry and Meghan have signed a license to stay at Frogmore Cottage, their base on the royal estate at Windsor, only until March next year. They have previously insisted that the five-bedroom house, currently occupied by Harry's cousin Princess Eugenie, her husband Jack Brooksbank and their 4-month-old son August, will remain their long-term home for UK visits. There has been speculation that the Sussexes might look elsewhere for a property. The accounts also showed that when Harry and Meghan agreed to repay the taxpayer the £2.4 million it cost to refurbish Frogmore Cottage, that sum also represented several tranches of rent. National Audit Office officials signed off the spending. It is said to represent good value for money because the Queen and the ultimate owner of the property, the Crown Estate, will benefit from its increased value. Harry and Meghan paid rent for the 5 months up to May last year, the report stated. After moving to the US and signing a lucrative deal with Netflix, they later paid back the £2.4 million refurbishment costs. The large sum also covers a 22-month rental period, from June 2020 until March 2022 when the couple's annual license to occupy their private UK home comes up for renewal. A royal source said, "The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have paid £2.4 million, which covers the rental income in 2020-21, rental income in 2021-22. So all of the payments are reflected in the accounts." Senior royal aides had been expected to use Buckingham Palace's annual report today to reveal the outcome of an investigation into allegations that Meghan bullied her staff. But the review, led by a law firm and funded privately, is still continuing. Aides refused to say when or if the findings would be made public. The royal accounts for the sovereign grant show the monarchy cost the taxpayer £87.5 million during 2020-21, an increase of £18.1 million on the previous financial year. With royal activities curtailed by the pandemic, most of the major expenditure areas have shrunk. Payroll is down by £300,000 to £24.1 million and travel costs dropped by more than £2 million to £3.2 million. Property maintenance soared by £11.2 million to £49.5 million as a 10-year, £369 million renovation of Buckingham Palace continued. When all refurbishment work is excluded, the core sovereign grant funding the Queen's official duties and her household was £51.5 million, the equivalent of 77p per person in the UK. Prince Charles's annual income from Duchy of Cornwall profits fell to £20.4 million, a drop of £1.8 million, or 8%. His sovereign grant funding fell from £1.8 million in 2020 to just £400,000 this year. But the Prince of Wales's tax bill went up from £4.8 million to £5 million because he had less travel and other activities to offset against his payments to HMRC.